And grab that.
Rashad.
First and foremost, I want to say shout out to Underdog. You know, I had to wear what I'm so proud to be wearing. You know, giving us the opportunity to be able to show and prove as the #1 sports show on the internet, YouTube, everywhere else. I just want to be able to.
He's sucking dick. Crazy.
Oh. Oh shit. I almost spit that water everywhere.
I guess the gloves off, Nick. I guess the gloves are off.
Oh shit.
And I shook your hand before the show.
But I talked about my lungs, LeBron subject, and you just...
Damn, okay.
It's Glaze Wednesday.
You said this.
Okay.
Wednesday's the day.
Well, thanks again.
Almost,
Thanks
yo.
again. Thanks again. You know, obviously he's picked sides, so we already know where he's gonna go. Back to my point. The Lakers, the best thing for them to do is to, for sure, move along.
Rashad.
First and foremost,
Are you nervous, baby?
Yeah, baby. He said he's making his decision right now.
I'm so proud to be wearing, you know, giving us the opportunity to be able to show and prove.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Sports show on the internet.
They gave me the opportunity. I gave you the opportunity.
He's sucking.
Ooh!
No, Nick, not. No, he's serious.
Oh shit.
He's making his decision. Don't laugh, King, and stop laughing.
Damn water everywhere.
Skip. Stop laughing, Brandon. Stop laughing. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. He's serious.
But I talked about my lungs, LeBron subject, and you just...
It's Glaze Wednesday.
You said this.
Okay.
Wednesday's the day.
Well, thanks again. You know, obviously he's picked sides, so we already know where he's going.
Oh my God, Fredo! Hey, so you're not on my side. You're not with us. You was one of my best soldiers.
Oh. Baby, what you gonna do?
You do got a seat open.
Yep.
Pat Bev, Evan Turner, baby, can you get them? God.
Don't be mad, baby.
All right, I had to jump on here because this whole conversation about the future of Gills Arena is trending again. Everybody's trying to figure out what's actually happening, where Gilbert Arenas stands, what's next for Rashad McCants, who's staying with Underdog, and who might eventually follow Gilbert over to his new show. And since you just heard it straight from the Gills Arena show itself, we need to break this down for anyone who hasn't been keeping up with every twist. Because once you look closely at how things have unfolded, it gets confusing fast. Here's the situation. The show is still called Gills Arena, but Gilbert Arenas himself is no longer part of it. That version now runs under the Arena channel. Meanwhile, Gilbert has started his own separate channel, which oddly enough is also called Gills Arena. So right away you can see why people are questioning what's going on with the name, the branding, and everyone who was originally part of the original lineup. Then Rashad McCants gave a big shout out to Underdog, and that immediately got people talking because it seemed to confirm he's staying put instead of following Gilbert to whatever comes next. That detail becomes even more interesting when you remember what Gilbert had already revealed about his own plans. He explained that new sponsors were lined up, his Underdog contract had run out, and he was gearing up to rebuild. He brought up names like Patrick Beverley and Evan Turner while talking about the free agency period just days away, basically signaling that he already had his eye on who might join him next. He even wished Larry well before moving on. Then someone jumped into the comments and said it was all just a bit, that there was no real tension between Gilbert and McCants. Gilbert responded directly, no beef, but he admitted he thought Rashad was coming with him since he told him back in January that he was leaving. That's the key detail. By Gilbert's account, Rashad already knew the move was coming, and Gilbert genuinely expected him to follow once things shifted. So now that Rashad is publicly showing Underdog so much love, it's natural for people to read into it and wonder if the two of them simply had different expectations about what was supposed to happen next. Then Nick Young chimed in, laughing and joking about how hard Rashad was hyping up Underdog. It was a funny moment, sure, but it also caught people's attention because everyone's watching these small interactions closely, trying to read between the lines for hints about where the show is really headed. As for the rest of the co-hosts, whether they'll follow Gilbert to his new show, stick with Underdog, or head somewhere else entirely, that's still up in the air. Gilbert has said he's working on other things behind the scenes, that deals are in motion, and that more announcements are coming down the line. So, naturally, the speculation is already running wild. People want to know who's coming, who's staying, and who might end up somewhere else entirely. From what I'm hearing, Brandon Jennings could be staying put, but I'm not going to pretend I have confirmed information, because I don't. What we did hear recently, though, was Patrick Beverley speaking on Rashad McCants, saying Rashad wasn't fully feeling some of the people over there. Patrick put it plainly, you got to tell him the truth, man. He went on to explain that he'd been getting messages from Rashad during the show, with Rashad basically pleading, Gil, come on, man, give me something. Gil, give me something. Meanwhile, Gilbert maintains he already told Rashad back in January that he was stepping away. So this has become one of those situations where we're hearing bits and pieces from different angles, but nobody's laying the full story out on the table. And honestly, they don't have to. None of them owe us a breakdown of their business, their deals, their money, their contracts. That's theirs to handle. But from the outside, it still leaves a lot unclear, simply because nobody involved is spelling it out directly. Then you throw Skip Bayless into the mix, since he's now part of the show, and credit where it's due, Gilbert is the one who brought him in. Yet the show is still branded Gills Arena, despite Gilbert no longer being part of it. Gilbert's own channel is also still called Gills Arena, and he said publicly that he still owns 50% of that name. So naturally, you have to wonder what happens with the name going forward. Does it eventually become The Arena? Does it stay Gills Arena? Because right now, both sides are still using it, even after all of this has become public knowledge. And with Rashad still out there hyping up Underdog, people are obviously going to keep asking questions. But let me be straight with you. Anyone who's actually watched this show, myself included, knows I've followed Gills Arena for a long time. I've covered plenty of moments from it over the years. Different debates, different blow-ups, different storylines involving the crew. The back and forth between Nick Young and Kenyon Martin has always made for great television, and Kenyon particularly has had no shortage of heated moments with different people on that show. I've covered a handful of those over time because that's honestly part of what makes it entertaining to watch. I'll catch a clip circulating online, then go track down the full episode to see what actually happened. That's just been my normal way of keeping up with it. But watching this whole situation unfold, one thing stands out clearly to me. Gilbert Arenas was the face of that show. That's just the truth. You can't build an entire show around someone, put his name on it, shape its identity around him, and then have him walk away while the show keeps running under basically the same branding. That's naturally going to raise questions. And then when Rashad turns around and gives Underdog a major shout out, people are going to look at that and think, wait, what's actually going on here? Now, maybe Rashad has his own issues with Gilbert, and maybe Gilbert has his own issues with Rashad. But based on what's been said publicly, Gilbert isn't exactly spelling everything out either.
So we're left reading between the lines, trying to piece together what might really be happening behind the scenes. Honestly, it's almost like if I started my own show tomorrow, call it Big Ant or Big Ant Arena or Ant Arena, brought you on as a co-host, and we built something together from the ground up. We build the audience together, put in the work to create the content, and eventually you land a deal and the checks start coming in from the company. That's just business, and I'm not saying you don't deserve what you earn, but at the end of the day, you got that opportunity because of something I originally built, through the platform and the name I created. I might not be the one signing your checks, but I'm the one who opened the door and made the opportunity possible in the first place. So when that person turns around afterward and starts showering the company with praise while the person who built the whole thing is heading in a different direction, you can understand why some people might read that as a subtle shot. Maybe that's not how Rashad meant it, maybe it really was just a genuine shout-out, but from the outside, people are going to interpret it however they interpret it. And at the end of the day, that's just where things stand. Everybody has to make their own call about where they want to work and what makes the most sense for them. That's simply part of the business. That said, here's what I'll say. Gilbert has mentioned bringing Patrick Beverley into the fold, and if that actually happens, it's going to make for genuinely compelling content, because Patrick brings energy no matter what. Agree with him or not, he's not the type to give you a safe, watered-down answer. He's going to speak his mind, push back on people, and bring real personality to the conversation. We've already seen how quickly things can shift around him. Look at what happened with his podcast, where they moved in a different direction without him after he'd helped build it, rebranded it, and brought someone else in. And I'll be honest with you, once Patrick Beverley left that podcast, I stopped watching it. The reason I tuned in to begin with was him. Like him or not, the guy is entertaining, plain and simple. So when I look at everything happening with Gilbert right now, this is really just how the business operates these days. Once you throw in corporations, contracts, money, branding, and ownership, you never really know how things are going to shake out. People can be working closely together one day and be in completely different places the next. And it's worth remembering, Gilbert has brought other people through his platform before, too. There was Josiah, the former college basketball player, if I remember correctly, who co-hosted alongside Gilbert on the Gills Arena channel back when Gilbert was still under Underdog. So again, I'm not going to sit here and claim I know exactly who's following Gilbert and who isn't. We genuinely don't know yet, whether everyone makes the jump, whether some stay put, or whether certain people branch off and build something of their own. That's exactly why we'll keep you posted as more comes out. Right now, there are simply too many moving pieces to predict how this plays out. You've got Gilbert building his own platform, Rashad publicly showing love to Underdog, Skip Bayless now part of the existing show, Patrick Beverley and Evan Turner being floated for Gilbert's next move, and other names still figuring out where they'll land. So now, I want to hear from you. Who do you think stays with Underdog? Who follows Gilbert? What happens to the Gills Arena name? Should it change now that Gilbert's no longer involved, or is there a real case for keeping it? And if Patrick Beverley and Evan Turner really do join Gilbert's next project, do you think that lineup could take the new show to another level? Drop your thoughts below, because I genuinely want to hear everyone's take on this. There's more coming, more videos, more updates as this whole thing continues to develop. This business can get ruthless once major corporations, contracts, and money enter the picture, and the business side starts mattering just as much as the content itself. You never really know how it's going to unfold until it's finalized, and sometimes the people you expect to go one way end up choosing something completely different. That's simply how this industry works now. So, we'll keep watching, keep breaking it down, and keep you updated as things develop. Let me know your thoughts, stay locked in, and as always, stay on your pivot.